Hello and welcome to the Pixelated Realms Gamescast, your guide through the digital landscape, untangling the mysteries of your favorite titles and discussing the latest and greatest in video game fun. I'm your host, Alex Salerno, and alongside me is my brother Tyler, my good friend Dustin, and my good friend Ralph. What's up, guys?
Hello.
What up?
Hey.
What up?
Today we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 30th anniversary, and we're going to be talking about the perfect gaming setup. But first we have some housekeeping. We want to say that we have a Patreon now at pixelatedrealms.org/Patreon. It's free. You can go there. It's the best place to get news. If we change our schedule, if there's updates, any information that we talk about in the show, we might post there too. So we highly recommend anybody who's interested to go over there and subscribe. Like I said, it's free. There's paid tiers, but there's no obligation at all. And that's kind of what, keeps us going. That's the best way to support us at the moment. We don't have any monetization, so that's all we have. And that's what we really appreciate when people take the time to go check that out. So I highly recommend doing that if you enjoy the show. That being said, what are you guys up to? What have you guys been playing? Crickets? Nothing?
I don't even play video games. Okay, no, I'll start. I've been playing a little bit of WoW Anniversary Edition, so World of Warcraft Classic pulling me back in. But I've also been playing Stalker 2 because I want to like it, but it's just not the kind of game that I typically like, so I'm struggling a little. I've also been playing The Hunter Call of the Wild, which is shout out to our cousin Ethan for suggesting we talk about this, but it's also one of my favorite games of all time. It's a hunting simulator, and they just released a new map in Nepal, and you can run around Nepal and get mauled by Bengal tigers. So yeah, it's been really fun.
Nice. Yeah, I gotta play that game again. I love the hunt, or is it the hunt?
The Hunter.
The Hunter.
The Hunter Call of the Wild.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Hunter.
You can just go. I mean, there's at this point, there's so many maps. I mean, there's literally like not every country, but like everywhere in every region of the world. And as you do the quests, they actually teach you about the region and animals. And so it's very educational. And honestly, even if you don't want to simulate hunting, it's like probably the most beautiful nature walking simulator that's ever been made.
Yeah, I remember when we were playing that, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
It is extremely hard. Yeah, it's
because
not easy.
The animals scare so easily, and shooting them is a lot harder than you would think. Like, there's has
some
to be
serious tricks to it, but in general, it is not easy. A lot of people were like, I've played for 5 hours, I haven't seen anything yet. And I'm like, yeah, because you should have staked out a watering hole, or like, or you were you sprinting? It's like if you cannot sprint in that game or they'll run away from you. So it's a really good simulator, but like I was saying, it's just gorgeous. I mean, every time I play, I take 10 photos. It's just breathtaking.
Yeah, I got to try that one again. It's multiplayer, right? So we could stake out, we could create like a blind somewhere and stake out
Of course.
a hunt. Yeah, I'll have to see.
There's dogs now. You can have hunting dogs.
Oh, wow.
There's modern day weaponry now, so they have like ARs and stuff that you can go in with. It's like, on a big herd of buffalo but to me it's just like you can hunt anything in that game. There's crocodiles, there's lions, there's all the buffaloes and deers, and there's geese, there's foxes, rabbits, there's Siberian like foxes and wolves, and I got mauled by wolves one time. I've been mauled by lions. I told you, I just got mauled by a Bengal tiger, and I'm literally like sitting there tracking some other animal, and then I just hear like a growl, and I'm like, oh no. And then I turn around, and the tiger is just sitting there and pounces on me, and my guy just dies and respawn. And I'm just like, holy.
Foxes feels like a word, by the way, that shouldn't have an ES. Like, fox should be the singular and plural.
Isn't it, though? Foxes? Fox?
No, it is. Foxes is correct. I Googled
Foxes.
it. And I was like, you would think they'd just say fox.
Fox.
Like, fox could be plural and singular at the same time, like some other animals.
Right. Like ox.
Yeah, so.
Or oxen? Nah, see, I don't know. There's multiple oxes?
Oxen, by the way, tastes way better than duck. Just FYI.
Okay.
Well, they deserve it.
So all the hunting fun without any of the moral dilemma.
Yeah, that is really what the Hunter Call of the Wild's about, honestly. It really is. It's all the fun of hunting, and then instead of like slogging all your shit home at the end of the day, You just closed the program and
All
walk
these
away.
You don't have to
fucking
gut it.
vegans can play it and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
They're like,
You
I
know
can see
how
them
you
like,
know
I'm
someone's a
ashamed.
vegan?
I'm so ashamed. Bam.
Know how you know someone's a
Code.
vegan? They'll tell you.
Huh?
Honestly, I thought that was such a silly joke until I did work for a vegan convention event, and the guy was like talking about how like it's not enough just to be vegan and how everyone needs to go and try to convert 5 people to veganism. And I was like, it's real. Oh my God. I thought this was a joke.
That is-
Yeah.
Like we have nothing against veganism. It was just like really silly.
Vegans are like right next to the people that come to your door. Like, do you have a moment to talk about the Church of Latter-day Saints?
Somehow.
They're like lining up at your door. It's like them first, then the vegans.
What have you been playing, Ralph?
I've been camo grinding in zombies for.
And God bless
Yeah.
you for that.
I finally got like, I think I have like 6 guns to opal, which is like
Oh my God.
past gold, but like not quite to. There's like 3 other camos left after that, but
For our viewership who isn't familiar, in Call of Duty, traditionally, to grind out the skins that you use to make your weapons look different, you have to get headshots with those weapons. The headshots, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like it starts with like 1,000 headshots and then 2,000 and so on until you're in like tens of thousands of headshots per gun to
Per
get
gun.
these skins. And so
I
Ralph
hate it.
and many other internet folk are taking a journey and getting headshots to get these really cool skins.
Just out there trying to channel your best FPS, Doug.
I hate Treyarch, but I love you guys at the same time.
Give you something to grind for.
Exactly. And I also, I just like how it's like you can do it solo, right? And it's just mindless. You just shoot zombies and headshots and things like that. But I'm also playing Mario Party Jamboree.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm
been
practicing
hearing.
because we have like a double date night. I guess some people are coming over and they want to build gingerbread houses, and they said they wanted to play Mario Party, so I gotta make sure that I defend home court.
That's awesome.
I just remember on
been hearing good things
N64
about it.
back in the day, you used to use the joystick and you'd do your
Mhm.
palm. And they had to like start sending out like a notice or whatever, like not to do that because it was like fucking people's palms up.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause
That
people
would
were
break
like
the
fucking
joystick.
spinning it so fast it was like
Yep.
fucking at people's palms.
I'm not worried about my palm. I'm worried about breaking the joystick.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
joystick.
whatever it
I'm worried
takes,
about
right?
breaking my record. Hold on.
My record. Screw
Yeah.
the controller. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. You've been streaming, Ralph? Where can we find you online? Tell all the people.
Nope, not at all. Don't
No,
find me.
not once.
Well, if he
not even?
does,
Ralph
we
only
were to
streams
follow you.
or whatever. House Builder.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, the
Flipper,
house flipper. That's right.
House Flipper. But yeah, I'm
Love
on
it,
Twitch.
man. Love it.
Ralph Riders. That's it.
heck yeah.
Go give him a follow. Dustin, you been playing any games, or you just watching anime?
Watching anime, playing Pocket still.
Yeah.
This has been my
Hey,
moment
CG.
to give you guys a update on this crazy Hawaii story from last week.
Oh yes.
The LAPD today released a statement
That's
that
right.
this woman who was missing from Hawaii,
The follow up.
I guess they went down to the Mexico border to talk to customs, and they reviewed a video. And I guess this woman like crossed into Mexico on November 12th,
Oh my
which
God.
was one day after her last appearance that someone's seen her on like a photo or whatever. So November 12th, by herself with her luggage, looked unharmed. So she just like decided like she's going off grid and went down to Mexico for whatever reason. So now they're classifying her as a voluntary missing person. And the LAPD is like, hey, like she obviously like doesn't want like her privacy, like she deserves that. But if like that's the case and you were just like, you know what, guys, like I'm just going off grid, and then like 2 weeks later, you don't tell your family, and then your dad kills himself out of grief. Like,
How shitty.
is there any coming back from that? Like, if you're the mom and the sister, Hawaii, who's been in the dark this whole time, and you emerge next week and say, I'm really sorry. I didn't know this was all going to happen. I just thought I could like disappear for a month and like did sister just like take you back and say like, are they so relieved that she's alive that they're like, yes, we
I was about to
forgive
say,
you?
is she like? Do they know she's okay?
No, they have no
Like-
idea.
Right.
Like no
okay,
one's heard
yeah.
from her. But like, at sets in, like the relief of her being alive is like, wait, how do you not blame her for the dad killing
I
himself?
mean, that's
You know,
terrible.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
I just don't know how you recover from that as a family. I mean, I hope she's safe and fine down in Mexico. But like, damn, dude, like this story just taking crazy and crazier turns. You know, of course, like the conspiracy theorist, myself included, on this a little bit is like, she didn't go voluntarily. That's just too weird. But
It's kind of suspicious.
It is.
super sus,
I
dude. The whole
know.
thing is sus.
Her and her dad were making meth in Arizona or some Breaking Bad shit. I don't know.
Crazy for sure. My other weird thing I just saw right now on Instagram was in downtown Disney, they released a pulled pork mac and cheese corn dog, and I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. Like, that's not a
Wait,
corn
how
dog.
do you do a? How do
Is
you?
it stuffed in there?
How do
yeah,
you
they
do
like
that?
somehow like compact it and then they rolled it in the dough and then deep fried it. And so
That just
it's-
sounds like it could be good. To be
it's
perfectly
probably
honest.
good, honestly, but like that's not a corn dog though. There's no hot dog inside, so
Right. There's no
like-
hot dog at that.
it's like a pita.
a deep fried.
Like yeah, I don't even
thing.
yeah, like I don't know. It's weird, but
So have you been playing any games?
no, I said like only Pokemon
Ooh.
Pocket still. I'm level 21. I've got 200 hourglasses saved up for next expansion.
Wow.
Still can't get to my collection.
I still
Yeah.
can't get her either. I've been trying. I've been
So-
only Charizard packs, and I still can't get her.
Only Charizard packs, and every time I see her in the Wonder Spot, I go for it now, and I've not had any luck. But you know, I got the Venusaur, the new Venusaur promo on my very first pull from the promo packs, and then after that, I haven't got another one. But that's fine because I got the one. That's all I need. Also thinking about like the fucking paid tier, whatever it's called.
The
premium.
gold pass or whatever.
Yeah.
The premium pass.
Like I was like, why would people do this just for an extra pack a day?
It's not even
But-
that much. Yeah.
It's $10.
It's 50% more cards.
But
per week.
yeah, but it's not the pack. It's for the die-hard collector that needs the promo every month that's going to release. Like the completionist who says like, I cannot have this game and not get every card that's available. And like those are the people that are going to get sucked into doing the premium tier. Enough of a bonus for me for the one extra pack a day. Like it's cool, but I'm not going to pay for that. But it's the promo card is what got me where I'm like, man, do I want to pay the $10? I get the new card every month. I haven't sucked into it yet, but it's on the table. It's on the table. So,
Yeah.
Do I cancel
Yeah.
Crunchyroll and subscribe to Premium Pocket? Probably not. But you're out of here. Fuck off, Netflix.
Netflix, get out of town. You don't even make good shows anyway.
You're only there for Peppa Pig and fucking
Squid
Power
Game
Rangers at this
season
point.
2. What have you been playing, Al? Oh no, you already told us.
Well, I've been playing. Let me see. I've been playing Stalker 2. Playing that a lot. I like it. It definitely has. It feels like a AA game, but I kind of like it. It was a lot harder than I thought, though. I've died like 15 times.
It's hard, yeah.
And 10 of those times are in one situation. It's like I'll get stuck on like one thing and it'll just die over and over again because I'm like, don't have enough ammo, or there's a tough enemy, or I'm even just trying to run away and I keep getting killed by something, and I'm just like, all right. But I mean, I like the vibe of the game. I think it's interesting. I don't think it's one I'm going to probably play through to completion, but it's something that I'm enjoying at the moment. I've been playing Dead Island as well, which I am going to Dead Island 2, which I do want to go through and complete. And then I picked kind of back. I've been kind of rotating around lately. I've been kind of crazy with my game like setup, but been trying to finish Outlaws. So
Yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Cool.
So I just got the last of my crew members. So I'm gearing up to do the big heist
Nice.
in the game. So, and I'm enjoying that. So the world that they created in that game is so fun, and I enjoy. Like, I know there's a lot of criticism for like Ubisoft games that they're just kind of cookie cutter and you just kind of go through the flow. But sometimes I like those kind of games. You know, I don't
I know,
always want
it's-
an
yeah.
intense game. Like sometimes I want to sit back and be like, I'm just gonna knock out a mission, like, and
Yeah.
be fine with that. And you know, I understand that it is very repetitive. I do feel that like it is a very repetitive game, doesn't seem to have like a great depth, but they've been able to create a very interesting world, and it feels very Star Wars to me.
Yeah, it's great
So,
vibe. Yeah.
I'm not, like I feel like it will get a sequel at some point, or maybe a spiritual sequel. And I think that'll be very, very strong. I think the groundwork they've laid in this game is very good, and I think it's really fun. So I've still been playing. I like the characters that they've created too, that you've built up with like your crew and stuff like that. I know people for some reason were being dumb about that at the beginning, but like I really enjoy that. So I've been doing that. I see. I've been playing the Pokemon card game and Monster Hunter now. I'm super pumped for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm going to be playing the crap out of that game when it comes out. And I guess I got to spin Call of Duty back up so I can help Ralph, win some games.
I don't believe it. I
actually uninstalled Call of Duty because I was kind of bored of it. And so I was like, I'm going to free up some space. But I re-downloaded it yesterday when Ralph was like, yo, let's play.
Prop Hunt alone is worth downloading it. I love Prop Hunt.
Prop Hunt is great.
I've been playing it every night with my friends, and literally it's just, if you don't know, so Prop Hunt, it's a game taking
mode.
It's a game mode in Call of Duty, but it's replicating a game that was called Prop Hunt, and also a game that's called Witch It, I think is what it was called.
There's a bunch of versions of it.
Yeah, and you basically, half the team is just game assets from that level. So
like a
or
candle, or a bag, or a box,
or a
chimney.
Right,
or a whole house.
Yeah, and you get a without going too in depth, the other half of the players it's hide and seek, are trying to identify you. But it's just really funny because if you're like a bucket, someone might pass you like 10 times and they just have no idea. And then you get unlucky and they look at you the right way and shoot you and you die. But either way, it's just one of those game modes that's just pure fun. It's just pure fun, and I love that.
And speaking of Call of Duty and Squid Games, I don't know if you guys saw, but they announced the crossover, or I don't know if it's a crossover, but I don't know if that means they're just gonna have like Squid Game skins, or if they're gonna do like a Squid Games like mode similar to like Prop Hunt, where like, because they've done different types of modes before, like especially in like Modern Warfare 3, they had different types of games like the Get Higher, where it's just like a race to the top. And so it's not strictly all about killing anymore in Call of Duty, right? Prop Hunt, hide and seek, and
Fortnite-ification of Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly.
It almost feels more like Halo, like mini games. I don't know, but still, if they did that, that would be really fun to do, like a Call of Duty Squid Games.
I'd be really disappointed if it was just a skin. I want to do a Squid Game. How fun would that be to have like a Fall Guys style round-based mini Squid Game where it's like was one round of whatever the hide and seek thing is.
Oh, you could replicate that one pretty easily. Yeah,
that one's pretty easy.
And then like jumping on the bridge or something. I don't know, whatever it is.
Jump
puzzles. Yeah, I think that would be super fun. But did you guys see?
I just want to mention one thing about Stalker 2. I saw some things online, like that honestly is why I downloaded it and wanted to play it. But people were saying like Game of the Year. And I don't see it, guys. Like, if you're in the comments, like, let me know why I'm wrong. But like, it is a pretty clunky game. The dialogue's clunky. Like, it's a very cool concept, and I'm a fan of like the movie Stalker and the original. Like, I like the concept, but there's by no means is it like a AAA Game of the Year for me. So I just thought it was really weird to see that.
No, no way. No, it's good, but it's no Warhammer, it's no Helldivers, it's no ReFantazio or Metaphor.
I don't really like
it's no Astrobot. It's just
I have to hit I to like close an inventory, and I'm just like, who did you even play this on your own keyboard? Like, I don't. It's just there's a lot of things about the game that I'm just like, it's a very cool game, but it just doesn't meet that level for me.
Yeah, not a lot of quality of life in the game but it's meant to be hard, so that's like the whole point of it.
Yeah,
but it's meant to be hard. If it wasn't hard, it'd just be the way.
It would just be the way. Greatest line from a mediocre movie that lived like far beyond the life of that movie.
Definitely.
What movie was that from?
Road Trip.
Yeah, it's a shortcut. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, it'd just be the way.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
Yeah, but did you guys see the new Sony update? I don't know how many of you guys
changed the background on my PlayStation. I didn't see anything else other than.
No?
Yeah, so now if you start the PlayStation, it does the PS1 starting Laura goes, oh. So, and it is satisfying. Like, it is awesome. Like, I turned it on and it happened and I was just like, whoa. Like, I was not expecting
That's
to feel
so
so
cool.
nostalgic about that. And I was like, God, I hope they said it's like a temporary thing, but I was like, I really hope they like just keep it permanently and allow me to switch that on and off because it's so cool. And they have themes. They added themes for like, you can pick which PlayStation generation you want. So there's like Anniversary 30th Edition, which is like a combo of everything. And then there's PlayStation, PlayStation 2, 3, 4, and 5 modes. And you can switch between them. And it's so cool. Very, very cool. Highly recommend. It's a free update. It's on everybody's PlayStation when you start it up now. So if you do like a restart or something, like you'll see it. But I really want to talk about, and I don't think there's any creed to this rumor, but you know how the gaming community is. They like will take anything and run with it. But they did that 30th anniversary video, and in it is, you know, like Horizon Zero Dawn and all these different things. The very last video was Bloodborne, and it said, I forgot what it's the exact wording, but it was something like, let's be persistent. And people are like, oh my God, this is a sign that they're going to do Bloodborne 2. Oh my God, or a remake or whatever, which is what people have been asking for forever. And me too. Like, I really want those things too.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
What? Yeah, well, I think it has to do with licensing, but they're I think it talks to buy the parent company of From Software, which, by the way, I called like a year ago. I said this was going to happen. But one, I'm very excited. I would love for Bloodborne 2. I would love for a remake. And I actually think it's a very logical decision for them to buy the From Software brand because it's such a staple. And if they do that, then they have no barriers to getting Bloodborne 2 out. And I think FromSoft Miyazaki wants to do Bloodborne 2. PlayStation needs to greenlight it because they own the IP. But I think in no way is this video a hint that that's going to happen. I think people, it just happened. When they say persistent, I think they mean that you're dying over and over again and that you needed to be persistent. There's absolutely there's no hint there. I think people are just like, you know, reaching for straws.
Grasping at straws,
yeah. So,
I mean, or it's just like a bad hit clue. And it's like, okay, I mean, cool.
I mean, I watched the video. And it's like they show that, and then it cuts to black, and then it shows like a little exit, like text and stuff. But like, it's not like a dramatic end. It's not like blood boom, and then like you know it fades out. It's just another video in the montage of their videos. It's like Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, Astropod, Bloodborne, and then the final card, whatever it is. And
You're
so
absolutely
it's not like
crazy if you do not think there is some meaning behind that. That shit
Really?
goes through like marketing teams of like what videos are
now I gotta watch,
what order they're going to be included. I didn't watch the video. I have no idea, but for it to be last in a video like that, like what was the video? I'm sorry. What was the purpose of this video?
The 30th anniversary.
It was showcasing that, like, it was like a thank you and showing off the history of PlayStation. So it was showing like their titles through time, and then it had a little bit of a text over it.
I just watched it. It is like one frame. It's like
it's not that quick,
about
but
drive. Yeah. It's about drive. It shows a basketball player dunking. And then it says it's about persistence, and it shows Bloodborne.
For like then it's like a second,
for 2 seconds, yeah. And then it cuts, and it says it's about ...
connections or something,
you,
right?
You.
It's about you,
yeah,
right?
So
it's just a PlayStation commercial.
I don't know.
I'd say people are probably overhyping a little bit, but I still do think there's a little bit of purpose there. But
I don't think the persistence part has anything to do with it. I think it's just the fact that they're showing Bloodborne is probably an indicator.
I want you guys
also
to realize
last, right? Like, why at a 30th anniversary you're picking the last game to show when you could have like Final Fantasy be like your encore moment, right? Like, you know, there's so many other huge franchises that are attached to the PlayStation, and you have God of War. They
showed God of War, I think, first.
I was about to say, there's a lot they're showing, though.
Yeah, you show Bloodborne last. Or it's probably nothing.
I don't know.
But
you got to realize with the Bloodborne community is that they will, every time that PlayStation shows Bloodborne in some official capacity, regardless of how small, they restart this cry of, oh, it's coming, and it hasn't. So,
I mean, they've shown like 50 games in this like 2-minute video.
Okay, yeah, it's probably nothing.
Kingdom Hearts, Jak and Daxter, Astrobots, NBA, and then Bloodborne. Yeah. I don't know.
Do I think something for Bloodborne is coming sometime?
Most definitely.
Yes, I absolutely do think that's happening. Do I think this is an allusion to that? No. Not at
Yeah,
all.
I'd agree.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's probably not. And it's funny because if they do announce it here in like, let's just say March, people are like, see, we told you that video was the hint. I mean,
Right.
I mean, how could you be wrong?
But and then like the marketing team's gonna be like, yeah, well, totally, you got us.
you're much more likely to see a hint drop at Game Awards if they were going to have something for Bloodborne.
I mean, Bloodborne, I agree. I think that would be a Game Award drop because that is going to be their loudest title, I think, going forward. I can't think of anything that would be more of a shock going
Really,
forward.
Ghosts of Yotai weren't?
That already happened, though.
I know, but
I mean,
Just
going
feel-
forward, like from this point on, like what do they have left? Like, okay, another God of War. I think we're kind of expecting that, so I don't think that it would, leave as much of a shock. Horizon, we know there's going to eventually be some new Horizon.
oh, definitely.
Naughty Dog's
Lego.
open world.
Yeah, Naughty Dog. That's true. That's a good one. Whatever their unknown project is.
Oh,
Yeah, and Blue Point is also working on something that no one knows what it is. So I guess there are a few things. Okay, so maybe it's not like the top, but it's in the top 3. You know what I mean? Like it's up there, so I could see them doing that. I don't know. Exciting time to be a PlayStation fan.
I need to turn my PlayStation on.
I know. That's what I was thinking too.
He's gonna go into Yote and be like, "What's the A button? What's the X button? Where's B? There is no B." But cool. All right, let's move on over to our question segment. If you want to ask us a
Yeah.
question or leave a comment, you can go to pixelatedrealms.org/ask. Leave us a comment or a question, and we'll talk about it during the show, like we are right now. Usually, Ralph is the only person who writes in, and guess what? He's also the only person who wrote in. But we also have him here live to ask the question with us. So today he writes in with his character battle, and he writes in Doomguy versus Master Chief.
Wow,
And I think this is
tough.
This is like one of those like very classic
It's Goku versus
compare.
Superman.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a tough one. So I'm gonna let you guys roll with it. Like, what do you guys think?
Wait, what's
Tyler.
the question?
Who do you think would win in a fight,
Oh.
Doomguy or Master Chief?
Well, I know more about Master Chief as like a character, so I can speak to that. So Master Chief is a genetically engineered human being, Spartan. He's not the first generation, but he's the best generation, and he's taller than any man, stronger than any man, and his suit of armor does the rest. So he's a pretty powerful badass, taking out multiple cruisers and ships and nuke planets and other various things. But Doomguy goes against like the hordes of hell, and he's Doomguy, so I don't know. It's like really kind of hard to say. Given everything I know, I'm just gonna have to say Master Chief because I can confirm he can fall from space and hit the planet and still live, and that's a pretty big. That is a pretty big plus.
I
If
think
you
yeah.
ask me.
I mean, so Doomguy. So yeah, hey, you covered Master Chief really well. Like he's a super super soldier, right? Genetically modified. He's like John Wick, where he is just
He's the best
determined.
of them all.
He's focused, right? Like he sees his target and he's going for it. He's all
The
business
perfect
and no
soldier.
fun. But the Doomguy, right? So the Doomguy is this like anti-demon who's like he's basically like an ass-kicking angel whose entire purpose is to fight demons of hell, and he is like the one that the demons have nightmares of. You know what I mean? So like
He's like a creature of instinct.
yeah. Yeah, so like he's the kind of one where he's like someone's like the storm is coming and he's like, I am the storm, motherfucker. Like, watch out. You're stuck in here with me.
Right.
So like I actually can't imagine either of them winning. I think it would be a stalemate and they would just be locked in a fight forever, just beating the shit out of each other, and neither one would be giving up.
I like that.
I don't think it would be possible because like the Doomguy, I mean, he literally rips like pieces of demons out of like rips them in half and shit, and like he shoots himself out of a cannon onto Earth in one of them. So like he's like he like jumps into a railgun on a space station, shoots himself into Earth, and fights some demons. So like same thing as like Master Chief falling from the sky, right? Like they just cannot be killed, and they're determined and they're extremely strong. So I just think that if you might as well throw Kratos into the mix. Like I think those three would just fight each other and never end. I think it would just become like the planet would be destroyed before the fight ends.
I do want to say I did look up actual Death Battle, and I will reveal it at the end what they determined the winner is. Shouts out to Death Battle YouTube.
I'm going Master Chief.
Okay.
Why's that?
I'm not gonna answer it because I refuse to answer my own question. But
Pop out. Come on, just answer. We talk about our, answer our own stuff all the time.
I'm gonna ask you guys one more question after this. But does your answer change if this was the TV series Halo, Master Chief?
That guy would be dead in 2 seconds.
I honestly only watched episode 1, so I couldn't tell.
I haven't. It was Master Chief from the live action when it's the training show, and then they show up and dick on everything.
Was that Fall of Reach?
Fall of Reach, right?
I don't
Is
know
what you're thinking of.
It's the only other
So
Halo live action.
Computer generated. It's not live action entirely.
I don't know about Master
Regardless,
Chief
though.
being live action.
Well,
being a real person, but the people in those, it's all being actors.
That's what. Yeah. I think I know. I think it's Fall of Reach. Is what you.
Is
it's
it?
they're training at the academy. It's through the perspective of a young soldier. Spartan.
Yeah. And
Halo, is it Forward into Dawn? Is that what this is?
TV
miniseries.
Is that? That's also a book. I'm trying to remember if that's.
Yeah, there's Halo Forward into Dawn, a TV miniseries. I think that's what.
Yes. This is it. And because it's they don't know about the Spartans yet, and they're getting glimpses of information. They're watching videos that are snuck to them by their friends, and it's of Master Chief whooping ass. And you're like, who the hell is that? And they're like, I don't know.
The show was actually fucking dope. If the Paramount show was anywhere near as good as this, it would be be all about it. But
yeah,
wow.
I mean, not to go on too much of a tangent, but the problem with the new show was that they focused on Master Chief, and the thing is he's too much of a badass. They needed some normie to be near him, a normal soldier, but to be compare everything that he does. He comes in and is just kicking ass how they did in this one.
You need a point of comparison.
Right, as opposed to him watering him down, and you just can't water Master Chief down.
Yeah, you can't humanize Master Chief. You don't want him to be humanized. You just want this guy who's
he's
just
the
dicking
player
on everybody. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that being said, should I reveal what Death Battle, the results? So, Death Battle has a wonderful animation that you should go watch, showing them duking it out. But eventually, Master Chief does win, and their reasoning is he has more weapons, he has a broader variety of skills, he has superior training and experience, he's near invincible body and armor, regenerative shields, and superior reflexes. That's pretty big.
Okay, all right, I'll give him that. I would say, though, that the Doomguy is hundreds of thousands of years old, so he probably is very well trained.
Reincarnates kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, he reincarnates constantly in order to fight the enemies. So
he's
okay, interesting. I'll take it. I mean, there's really no wrong answer in that one.
He's like Link and Ganondorf, right? He reincarnates every.
Right, you can't keep
be the
down.
same Doomguy.
Back. I can't wait to play the Dark Ages one. That's coming out at some point, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know when.
The medieval inspired one.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? It looks so good.
It's Doom Dark Ages. When does that one come out? Boop, boop, boop. Next year sometime. Ralph, said you had another question?
Yeah, I figure I'll ask just a live question. It may not be good because I didn't prepare anything. Because I was literally told that I was going to be on the show 2 days ago.
Yeah, and then I told him 2 hours before what time we were doing it. So he's working with nothing.
This one, how much do you guys typically spend on add-ons for games? Or skins and things like that?
Oh, money. How much do we spend on
microtransactions?
Microtransactions.
It's a hard zero. It's a hard zero.
Hard.
Okay, you were literally just talking about going premium on Pocket.
No, I said what I consider it. I haven't. I did the 15-day free trial. Okay, I would say
on the podcast, Dustin.
I spend money on Pokemon Go when I go to events, in-person events.
You got to, pretty much.
Yeah, you have to.
It's funny
Safari
for the ticket
Ball, dude.
But I just bought tickets to the Los Angeles events happening in February. But yeah, that. But I mean, computer games or games I play on my PC, absolutely nothing.
Nothing on WoW or anything?
I never buy the pets or mounts or anything like that on WoW. Just whatever I get in the game.
I have, but I don't normally. So like I try not to because there's no value in it really. But I have a few times. So I bought a skin for Diablo 4 because I just thought it was too damn cool. And I kind of regret it because it was like way too expensive. I've bought, let me think. I don't know. I've spent a few. I've done it more recently
What
than
about in
I
Destiny?
Yeah.
Forget about the convenient one.
I've considering I kind of like I haven't played Destiny. I've been like out of it since the final shape. But yeah, I've definitely spent a couple $100s in microtransactions. I would buy the shit out. I bought the Mass Effect armor. I bought their Dungeons and Dragons
There's
armor.
Mass Effect armor?
Yeah, it
Whoa.
actually looked pretty cool. There was this like Gundam set that I thought was really cool. I bought all the expansions, of course, and DLC. Does DLC just in general count, or
That's
just
hundreds,
microtransactions?
In the microtransactions,
Okay,
DLC is
yeah.
fine.
No, most of the time, never though. I haven't. I accidentally bought the premium in TCG because it rolled over the trial and I forgot to cancel it. So I did buy that, but that wasn't on purpose. I canceled it now. So like, I probably spend less than $100 last year, this year, and before that though, I probably spent $100 in the last 5 years. So not a lot. More than these two guys, but not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like in the history of my gaming experience, I've money on Overwatch, buying like loot crates or whatever. In like the last 5 years, very, very, very little.
Yeah.
Like Hearthstone, I bought packs, because you had to expansion skin here and there on a game. But I'd say like traditionally, yeah, like less than $25 a year.
Yeah. I don't feel bad spending money in a game as long as I feel like I'm getting the value. So like Destiny, I put thousands of hours in. So like I felt like, you know what, like they deserve to have money because I've gotten way more value out of my money through that game than I have like other places. Like, I'm like, if you go to Disneyland, that's like, let's say you go from like start to finish 12 hours, you're paying like $120, right? That's the value you're getting I got thousands of hours for a $60 game. You know what I mean? So like, if I'm really into a game, like I don't feel bad putting money into it. But what I hate is when I feel like I'm getting like ripped off. Like for instance, Monster Hunter Now, is a mobile game that I play a lot. I have spent no money in that game, except for I think when I very, very first started, there was like a starter pack or something. I bought it for like $5. But like, because it had a permanent increase to my storage or whatever. Unless it's permanent, I refuse to buy those like bullshit gems and things. It's like, oh, here's a gem that you can use to give you more of blah blah blah. That's like a temporary, or here's a 30-day boost to something, and I'm just like, that's just insulting. Like I'm not gonna pay $30 for some bullshit on my whatever. So that kind of stuff I stay away from. But if I get like a permanent skin or something like that, and it's something I like in a game that I played more hours in than I think would be for if I pay $60 for a game, I expect anywhere from like, I guess that depends on the type of game, but anywhere from like 10 to 50 hours. But if I spend like 100+ hours in a game, then I'm like, all right, like it's pretty justified because they deserve my support given how much time I put into it.
Yeah, I mean that's always been my general philosophy too, but like it does depend heavily on the game. So like in World of Warcraft, although that's the game I've played the most hours in, I've never bought a single microtransaction item because I just don't feel like I need to. But League of Legends, I've put a couple of 100 hours in. I'm not like someone who's played it a lot, but I played it a little bit. And in that case, they've given me the game for free. I've gotten a lot of entertainment value, and I just happened to like this character, and I liked the skin. So it was like, it just, it's like, at that point, I felt like it was a worthwhile $10 or whatever. So yeah, I mean, for me, I don't spend a lot on it, but I'm willing to do it if I really like what I'm doing, and I feel like they deserve some money for the amount of time that I've given them.
Mm-hmm.
That's generally how I feel. But like a lot of my favorite games, I've never put any money into for any reason. Call of Duty, I got the battle pass has really been like the battle passes in general are really the first times I've been like, okay, well, it seems like it's like worth $5 or $10 and I can progress, So yeah, for me, it's pretty low.
Yeah, I'll buy a battle pass once in a blue moon.
Not me with the
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj skin.
Do you have
Dude,
that?
I was playing a Warzone game, and I was like Snoop Dogg,
Yeah.
the dude from The Boys. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is a eclectic plane. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, well, let's transition over to our big topic then. So I'm redoing my office. So you guys can see it's like boxes right now. Behind me eventually is going to be a couch. Over here I have my TV and all my consoles set up and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out like what is the perfect gaming setup. If you guys had like basically no money barriers and
No money.
you have no money, you have a cardboard box. No. If there's like no like barriers and you were just like, I just want to build like the best setup, like what would that look like to you guys?
Well, first, I would be getting myself like a big old recliner soft chair and then forming everything around that. So somehow I could have a recliner and still have a PC setup. That's the whole crux of my plan.
You got to get
Have you
that
seen the
scorpion
scorpion?
desk.
Yeah, the
right.
Scorpion.
Scorpion
Scorpion,
desk,
dude.
yeah. But I want like maximum comfort and laziness.
It's like doesn't he have that in Grandma's Boy where it's like he's like laying
Yeah.
back and it's like over him like this?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Grandma's boy. Oh my god.
That's a callback if
JP.
you're old enough to remember that
It's
movie.
not that old, but yeah.
It's like
This is-
20 years old.
Yeah, it's like
Jesus.
2003.
Yeah, I'm trying to set it up so I have my couch here so I can play my console stuff, but then I have my TV here so I can also my PC here. I'll have to do like a walkthrough video at some point when it's all done but because like for me, things that were like big on my checklist was like obviously I have to have a couch and a TV. I have to have a place for my PC that has good lighting so I could do the podcast. I bought some soundproofing panels. So I wanted it to sound good in here. You
Definitely.
might notice there's a bit of a reflection right now because the room's empty behind me. But once I start filling it with stuff and I put some of these panels up, it's going to sound super crisp. So that was important to me. And then I also wanted some display shelves to have all my shit be shown. Sadly, I couldn't get them in behind me just the way that the layout is. So they're actually here in front of me. So maybe I'll have to put like a reverse cam over here and like switch between them so you guys can see. But I have all my like retro consoles. I have my Atari. I even have a Magnavox Odyssey, which is like this like really old
Jeez.
video game console. I don't know how, but I just kind of slipped into collecting consoles. So now I have those as like displays. I have my Super Nintendo, my 64, but
You need a CRT TV in there too for them.
I would if I could fit it. Maybe I'll put one in the garage. No, I bought all these adapters so that I don't need that.
Oh, really?
I'll sell you
Yeah.
my old consoles I got from that lady. The Genesis,
For
the regular
exorbitant
Nintendo,
prices.
and the Super Nintendo.
I'd buy them off you probably.
I think it all
I did
works.
Yeah.
I think
Your
one
mistake
thing-
was that you told me how much you got it all for.
I know, $20. Hey, calm down.
I think the ideal setup has one thing that is really hard to get nowadays, and that is most TVs only have one or two HDMI inputs, and so you would need like a video switcher hooked up to it if you have multiple devices, so you could go switch between your Xbox and PlayStation and Steam Deck or whatever.
Mine has 3, which I think is quite a lot, but it's definitely
That's a
not.
lot.
It's not as many. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 consoles just here, and that's
Wow.
not even. I don't even have an Xbox. But those are like including the retro ones. And then over here I have the 360, the Atari, the PlayStation 2, the Wii. A lot of
Wow.
those don't even really work. But I mean, a lot of those were just from when we were growing up. Like that's my PlayStation, my old Xbox 360.
I have a whole bunch of our Game Boy games,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Golden Sun and whatnot.
I have my Game Boy right here. I actually have the Pocket Analog too that I really like. But I don't know, like what is the criteria? So obviously comfy chair.
Yeah.
RGB,
Desk, sturdy
everything.
desk.
Yeah. Do you guys like the standing desks? Or would you do
I have
normal?
a hybrid that switches between the two, and as long as it doesn't like change the function of the desk, I like to have the standing function. But if it's like something that like sits on the table, no, I can't do that. It has to be like completely normal looking desk that also just happens to raise up.
Yeah. What about you, Ralph?
Well, these IKEA Alex drawers, you know, that's like everybody has them because they're
Mhm.
so convenient. You have, there's so many gaming desks that don't have like cabinets or drawers and whatnot. And I think the storage that it provides to store your, like, let's say controllers. Mine are spare PC parts, but it's just like, yeah, I gotta have some sort of storage so that it keeps the desk clean, right? Like, you don't want too much clutter on the desk if you have a nice
Clutter.
setup. Exactly.
What clutter? What? It's just in boxes.
Oh, I just
3
was-
monitors.
Yes, at least 3 monitors. As much as that pains me to say, but it has to have good cable management.
Yeah.
Mine is not, because I was
Mine
lazy
is
when I
not.
moved.
I want like magnets on everything that you can just like snap. That Razer desk that they've been advertising has like all magnetic like seals.
No, that
Super
shit will
cool.
break in like 3 months. Don't do it.
No,
Yeah,
I
no.
guarantee it, but I still like the idea.
Yeah, I didn't get the Razer one, but I got a desk like that, and the magnet is amazing. Look at this. Wait, hold on. So the desk is magnetic, and it came with these like little magnet cable ties,
see,
and so
yeah.
they snap the cables onto everything, so I can just snap them onto everything, and they're super strong. So everything is like super tight and very
That's awesome.
like
Nice.
clean, and I love it. I'm like, but I can't change anything because otherwise it's like a 20 step move.
Yeah, I mean, gotta have some LED lights nowadays. That's a must. Yep.
RGB everywhere.
So comfort, but also utility. Gotta have yourself a big old gaming mouse. I actually downgraded from a huge gaming mouse that was like half my desk to a smaller one because I just realized how much of a waste and how much of my food was just going on to the other part of the gaming mouse for no reason.
Wait, what are you talking
So-
about?
Mouse pad?
The mouse. Sorry, my mouse pad. My mouse pad.
I was
had
like,
a
what are you
I had like
talking about?
Like, mine is normal size.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
no, like,
I had like a double or triple sized mouse pad, and it was just like unnecessary, honestly.
Hell, the bigger the better.
yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
big one. I put my keyboard on it.
Now I see mine's like
what's on the
my
other
current
side?
one
I don't
now
know,
is
yeah.
like a half the size of that, and it's
Mine is
perfectly
my
fine.
current-
That's awesome.
No, I'm advertising the smaller.
No, never.
No.
Bigger's better.
Yeah, and then you got to have some cool statues of your favorite animes,
Must have.
or
The
or,
looter, the better.
or like your little Warhammer collection of painted
I was about to
figures.
say I have my Warhammer guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
Not everyone has to be like me and have quarter scale bunny figures.
quarter scale.
Yeah, that's what they're all like 18 inches high.
They're all anime characters.
Wow, that's
They're
pretty
all
big.
in invisible scale, or imaginary scale.
What?
They don't- I'm just saying, like life. They're like quarter scale, as in like they're a quarter of the size of a normal human being.
Of their character in the show.
They're
So
arbitrarily
they're like
given some
that
height.
big. They're like,
Yeah, they're like my Juvia right here.
all right, that's
Quarter
a quarter
scale.
of a human being size. That's interesting.
Well, if you doubled it and then doubled it again,
right. Yeah.
it's
Yes,
like
that's
Interesting.
pretty big,
But
yeah, I like bigger statues. I don't like the small ones. Although I do have some baskets of like the like Boa
Oh,
or Hancock
Boa.
and Nami
Are you
and stuff.
guys eat at your desk, people?
Yes.
Like, would you have like a mini fridge?
I have
No.
a mini
Yeah.
fridge. It's just water.
Oh, Loopy.
my Luffy.
Actually, I'm not
Oh,
gonna
nice.
lie. I have a crumble cookie in my fridge.
Katie got us some crumble cookie today. Actually,
Yep.
that's funny you say that.
I know. I wanted to get the Thanksgiving ones because they were all like pie based, but we
Yeah.
never went.
It was a pie.
I got this really cool R2D2 fridge. I just linked in chat. Commercials on 2 weeks ago. That's $50 or 48 bucks, something like that. It's pretty
It's a
dope.
14-liter fridge.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's cool.
So I'm trying to make my loft upstairs like a little gaming area, and I got that for that area. But my desk is in our master bedroom, so I'm very limited on the amount of stuff I can add. Because I already have a from IKEA, and like I'm pretty much maxed out on this thing, like a fridge underneath it. But yeah, I'm trying to save that kind of stuff for like because the TV's mounted on the wall in the loft. And so it'd be like something I'd put on like an entertainment center, like a fridge and consoles. But one day I'll be cool and have a dedicated bedroom like this motherfucker over here.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I mean, it's my office. I just themed
His
it gaming.
office, his in cave / office.
One and the same. Isn't it usually?
When you work
Usually
in
they are.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
I got a question. In your ideal dream game room, right? Is there a spot for your pets there?
They are gonna make a spot. The bed, the dog bed. Yeah,
If my office was downstairs, I'd totally have a dog bed in the room. But since it's upstairs, I'm gonna have the dog upstairs. So no.
Yeah.
My cats. In fact, I would love a separate room so I can kick them out of it when I don't want
Yep.
them.
Cats are a little different because they walk on the desk. So
The cat that just hopped off the camera, for those of you who are viewing, Calcifer, he has learned to sit on my mouse hand now. So he knows how to disable me from gaming, and it really pisses me off because he knows I can't do whatever I'm doing on the screen if he sits on my hand.
If he could flip you off, he totally would.
I kick him off and then he just jumps right back on and sits on my hand again. It's insane.
Oh my god.
Can't live with him, can't live without him.
Yeah, I have a dog bed right now, but when I have a couch, they'll probably just jump up there. Sit on it. Because, we don't let ours upstairs anymore either. My office is downstairs, so this is the only place they can hang out.
You know what's something I was just thinking about that's super important for this gaming room of our dreams? Air conditioning.
Yes.
That would be crucial. If the room is too hot, I'm not going to be playing games in there.
But portable AC, so you don't have to waste the whole house, or do you just turn
Well,
on?
I mean, depends. Depends on how insulated your house is, I guess.
Yeah.
But regardless, you need to have a cool space.
I know. I'm thinking about doing that because this room, for some reason, gets really hot. Even though I have AC in my house, it's like this one just boils. So I actually have my window over here open right now because it's like 40 degrees outside.
The sun hits
It's
that
so cold
window
outside,
most of the
yeah.
day, like direct sunlight.
I bet you it's just because the computers and shit.
I don't think so. I think, there's only one vent in here, and it's a small room. So I think when it's like trying to heat up the rest of the house, it doesn't know that the temperature of this room is different than like the sensors in the hallway. So it's like trying to heat up this big room. So it's pumping this room, which is much smaller, full of hot air.
I mean,
So
just close the vent.
yeah, I probably will. But then what if I needed to warm it up? Then it's
Open
too
it.
cold.
Open it. Start a fire.
It's on the ceiling. I'm not that tall.
I
I
just
had to
have
get, like,
I have one of those back scratchers that have like the little claw, and I go and open and close my vents depending on what rooms are being used. And not all the time, but like I had the 2 kids' rooms closed because they rarely go in there, and then I had like the loft closed for a bit because we weren't really spending much time there. But then once Jenny moved her desk up there in the loft, I opened it. So you gotta get strategic with the fucking vents.
Yeah, I guess I gotta get a little back scratcher thing to reach up there.
Yeah, our downstairs front bedroom gets really much hotter than the rest of the house because the window is right there, and the sun beats down on that room in the front of the house more than anywhere else. So it's warmer than the rest of the house in there.
Are y'all vents on the ceiling?
Yeah.
In this house, my last house, they're on the floor.
I was gonna say mine's on the floor, so you guys say
It
reaching up
depends.
there.
Yeah.
Some houses have the crawl space underneath, and
Yeah.
some will have the in-house.
It probably
what is it called?
depends
Central
on
air.
where you live,
Central
right?
air.
Like Ralph, you're up in Seattle, right? So it's colder more often, so it's probably on the floor because you're using the heater more than the air conditioner, and heat rises. Where if you're in an area that's traditionally much hotter, like Southern California, it's on the roof because you're using the AC more, and the cold air goes down.
I imagine that is somewhat the case.
If it's
That's
not the
probably how
case, it is
cheap-
now.
How cheap the builder was.
Well, our house had double air conditioning because our thermostat, this is going way off the rails for our gaming podcast. Our thermostat is upstairs, and I hate it because downstairs will be much colder because the hot air rises. So, upstairs will be warmer if I have the heater on, but downstairs will still be really cold. And then if we have the AC on, it's kind of the same thing where it will run longer because the thermostat's upstairs. So I wish that we had a house that had double air conditioners that regulated with downstairs and upstairs instead of having to rely on one to the whole house.
But your ideal gaming setup is dual AC units.
Yeah, dual AC systems in a
Exactly.
home. It's a $2 billion home in Bel Air.
Hey, I guess double air conditioning is not even that uncommon. It's kind of a normal thing. I didn't know that. Although I've never seen a house with it, but our neighbors, oh yeah, our old house had that. I was like, that's cool.
My house has double.
I was about to say, I don't think it sounds that weird now that I think about it. I can think of 2 air conditioning units in a
So
lot of houses.
your house does have double, Alex?
Yeah, we have a unit in the garage for downstairs and a unit in the hall upstairs for the upstairs.
Suck a fuck. How about that?
Yeah, it's nice and cool in here.
Yeah.
But well,
I just
okay.
have to open the window and it's cooled down.
Yeah,
real
not
quick.
in this room. Not in this
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
But would you guys build around your PC or a console? Like, or both? Like, how would you do that? Like, what? Like, is your like when you imagine your like dream setup,
PC for sure.
you'd focus it around the PC. Like, if you had to pick
Yeah.
one,
It
I
depends.
spend my
if it's-
time.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, but ideally it does both perfectly, right? So you have a big couch, go play the console, and then you can just go over to your PC on a whim, right?
Mhm.
If
So
I'm
for me,
creating a
it's both.
gaming room, then it's console for sure. Because then, like my loft, right? If it's a gaming area, I'm anticipating if like a friend is coming to come over, they could come in there and like we go game. I want to be comfortable. I'd like kind of station collectibles around that setup. But as an office, especially with this podcast, I would focus more on the PC because I would set it up in a way where I have like my figurines in the background really clearly shown. So it'd all be kind of centered around like what's behind me and my PC setup. So I just think it depends on what you're doing with the office. Like I don't know if I'd really put a console and couch and everything in my office. Like maybe, but you know, just depends.
It also depends. Like for me, I'm like I like streaming, right? And so I can't have a couch and a TV separate because if I want to stream something that's on the console, it's gonna be a little more. You have to like move the console to like your desk and things like that. And I'm just lazy, but yeah, no, I would definitely love to have a dual PC, one for streaming, one for gaming type of setup. And yeah, I don't know. I would say like I'd keep my PlayStation, but I haven't even turned it on. And like this is how bad it was. I turned it on like last month, I think, and it wasn't registered to my internet because I had moved in January, and so it didn't even recognize that I could connect to my internet. So yeah, I just don't turn that thing on.
Oh, you should turn it on tonight to see the PlayStation update. Yeah. Okay, I got one last thing for you. Imagine a lot of money, a LAN party room.
I know. I was actually just thinking about that. I was like, you also have to have room for a LAN party. Yeah. Yeah, you just need a big space, right? It doesn't really matter because you can just create the LAN party. You just need tables and chairs.
Yeah, it was cool.
So you need a lot of space.
You're a billionaire, but you use folding tables because that's the traditional way for LAN parties.
If you want to go that, but then you go like full pros setup where you have a whole room that's just dedicated to like 5 versus 5 computers. You know, create a esports cafe.
Yeah, that's too hardcore. That's like the garage. Right, the garage just becomes like a
basement.
Yeah. Before, when I was like 20, Maine and we just put our PCs in our dining room in our apartment, like next to each other, like, and we just always gamed out there together in our room. So that was pretty fun.
So the reason I was asking that is because too, would you make room for your spouse? Or is this your room? Yeah, is this?
Because once you're in chat together on PC, then it becomes a lot harder when you're next to each other. So you gotta have separate space.
Yeah, I mean, Yenny doesn't game, right? So no, but she does work on her computer as like an office. But like right now, like hers is out in the loft, on a move, so I can turn that into a gaming area. When we use the downstairs bedroom as my office, her computer was in there too. It was both of our computers, so we were both in there. So probably. If it's office, yes. If it's my gaming man cave, no.
Fair. Ralph?
My spouse says I'm too loud when I game, so no.
I think my spouse is too loud when she games, so
my spouse's name is the same as yours, Tyler, and so that's why I just...
Because have you seen those like people that have like the dual, either dual PCs like next to each other or the dual consoles where they have like 2 TVs and like the recliner chairs and stuff like that? I think
that's a
lot
get, like next to each other.
Yeah, it's like you have to have headphones.
Yeah, the sensory overload would be able to.
Yeah, it's funny because Emily in ours, so if she's playing a console game with me, we're going to be sitting on the same couch playing co-op. Like, if we're playing at the same time,
Mhm.
either one of us is playing watching or we're playing co-op. But her computer is actually in the closet in our office because the closet's like a walk-in closet. So we were actually originally thinking about putting my computer in there, and then I was like, and she's like, "Oh, I'll put my computer somewhere else in the house." And I was like, "No, why don't we turn that into your little like mini office?" Because she doesn't use it as much as I do by far. It's like a, I don't know, 3x4 closet or something like
It's like
that.
Harry Potter closet.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. That's what she says. So she has the Alex IKEA desks in there, of course, and her computer, and it's like just enough space for like her chair and everything, and she's got some shelving behind her, so it's like this perfect little nook for her. But it also has the door, so if we're playing together, we can shut the door so we're not like talking over each other.
So
It's definitely happened before because you would just have to mute, like, you would mute her mic and then I could hear you both through your mic.
yeah,
You know?
that was the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we close her up? Your ideal gaming magical setup. No chocolate fountains, no Mountain Dew,
A Taco Bell drive-through like booth
the
right
drive-through
there.
window.
Yeah, the
You
window.
like walk up to it.
Just like that old Richie Rich movie where they had the
Right,
McDonald's
exactly.
inside
Richie
his
Rich,
house.
yeah, McDonald's.
You know?
Fully staffed, which really didn't make sense, did it? But
No.
yeah.
I don't have a question on this topic. I even have a question for Ralph if we're ready to move on before we wrap up. Ralph, I want to know from like a viewer perspective, does it annoy you or are you okay with when we kind of talk about the same games like multiple weeks in a row? Because like we did that today, right? Like we didn't really talk about new games starting the start. Like Alex talked about Soccer 2 again, like Tyler talked about Soccer 2 again. A little bit different. I talked about Pokemon again, like Alex talked about Pokemon again. So for viewers who are tuning in and they already heard us kind of cover this and we give like a minor update the week after, is that like frustrating? Like, would you recommend that we always talk about a new game or something new during those, or is it okay to be repetitive?
I think it's okay to be repetitive if it's the same game that you're playing. Don't lie and say you're playing a new game, right?
No,
Because
I don't say lie. I'm just saying like talk about, like Alex did talk about something. I think Tyler talked about something. Like, should we just focus on those new things, or do we like?
Sometimes it's nice having follow-up, kind of like your LA missing Hawaii girl story, right? Like, it's nice to have some sort of follow-up to, has anything changed? That's another thing.
Yeah.
Your perspective on a game may change week to week. You may like it one week, and then you're like, okay, I'm absolutely trash at this game. I hate it.
Yeah.
The only reason I hate a game is if I sucked at it.
Yeah, that's Warzone for me.
Yeah, I'm just
Me too.
legitimately curious because I know that we do that pretty often. We're like not very often, but there are times where we're like, like when I made comments, like when we were talking about Warhammer, like that was like 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
That was like 3 or 4 weeks the you guys playing, but I mean it's a pretty
But
big
it was
game.
the topic
Warhammer
at
is
the time.
yeah, Warhammer is just a big game, and you expect to be playing that for a long time or get your money's worth out of it, and so I don't see a big issue. I think if you spend the whole podcast talking about that game, then yes, it would be. I could see it becoming an issue, but I haven't heard you guys do that. So
All right, well, viewers, hardcore viewers who are still listening to the very end of the podcast right now, leave us a comment and let us know if you agree with Ralph or if you think we should always talk about fresh content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to hear it.
Are we boring? Like, what's the right? Like, what do you want us to talk about? That's great. Give us that feedback. We'll take it. We'll listen.
well, just hate on Alex some more.
That's
seems
also
to be it.
okay. A lot of people like to do that, and I'm okay with it. I'm sitting here in my nice gaming room, so I don't really give a fuck.
With dual
air conditioning.
Yeah. I'm already pretty happy in my life, so I don't. I'll take feedback, but if you're just gonna be a dick, I'm just gonna let it flow over me like water. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Don't forget to follow or subscribe to be notified when we post new episodes. We post new episodes every Tuesday, usually in the morning, but sometimes not. You can also find us on Instagram, Threads, and YouTube at Pixelated Realms Podcast. Thank you all very much.